Welcome one and all to the first ever boss event of Blastopopoulos. No modifiers, no changes to towers, just a basic boss event with no BS modifiers put into place like 500% HP or 500% speed, with every helpful tower taken away from our disposal. Also, a little bit of warning, this video will be played with double cache enabled, so this is not a guide to this boss event, it's just a fun scenario where a little bit of the difficulty is taken away. Also, this will be my first time ever playing the Elite version of Blastopopoulos. I don't know why I keep calling it different names, but it's just the fact that the second half of the name just could be interpreted into anything and anything. I said that twice. What's your thoughts on the brand new boss, Blastopopoulos? Do you think it's a easy boss? Do you think it's an okay boss to deal with? Or do you think that it is much harder than, let's say, Lich, Phase, Vortex, Dread Bloon? Perhaps you don't like the simple bulkiness of Bloonarius? Like, as concepts go, Bloonarius is your classic tanky, spawn lots of minions boss. A very simple, easy to get your feet into the roots of boss scenarios. Whereas the other bosses have got a gimmick towards them that you need to pay close attention to, but I read something on Reddit today and it's like, I just ignore all of the gimmicks, I just beat the boss and that's how I win. I'm like, yeah, that's a good comment. I win with a simple phrase, sorry, of, nah, I'd win. No, not the business being ruined. What do we do about that little skepticalism? Also, the projectile speeds of both 001 and 002 have been given a slight update where the projectiles themselves fly faster, so hopefully those pink balloons have less of a chance of, well, not being damaged. While Blastopopoulos is on the screen, you will either get a reduction in your towers' range, or you're going to get a great reduction of your towers' range. So that means that even your monkey farmer will have a more difficult time surviving or being able to reach as far. Sometimes I wish I was Blastopopoulos, because any damage over time sort of stuff gets nullified. So any psychological damage can get nullified. I'd wish that. A simple red hot rains, which actually does not contribute towards the gauge in which Blastopopoulos summons, even though it has the fiery theme about it. It's got to be a fire-based attack, or an energy-based attack, or a plasma-based attack to actually help Blastopopoulos. Has anyone been able to fathom out the new damage type that's been added in Update 45? I'm talking about the damage type which can't hurt either white balloons or purple balloons. I heard someone mention that it's called the frigid damage type, but I like an official source. Not because I don't trust people, but I trust the official source is a bit better. So let's say if someone can confirm that something is the normal damage type, or the acid damage type, or the plasma damage type, or the energy. You get what I mean. Right, where are we on the rare Adora action figure? We are very close to selling you so that then we can afford our Spirit of the Forest, which means that any pesky balloons which are very fast and may escape the track won't have that luxury. Although Blastopopoulos is quite the slow boss if you think about it. But still, don't like a chance anything. Also, Blastopopoulos I think is quite tanky in a way. Nothing like Bloonarius, but definitely more tanky than, let's say, Vortex, for example. A little bit of advice when you're putting down favorite trades, just go to Grape Shot and don't go to Hot Shot, because then the gauge of the Blastopopoulos won't go up as much if you just stick with Grape Shot, and then you keep yourself with flavored trades. Yes, I said flavored. And I hope that just the usual strategy works. The only thing that's going to really stop us is the rocks which are summoned, because every time we hit a skull, a rock is going to be met, or rocks are going to be flung out. But I'm also really curious as to why Ninja Kiwi chose the Lich theme, because Blastopopoulos is not an original boss, but obviously returned to this game. So I wonder what the logic behind that was. Also, there's 8 rocks rather than 4 rocks. That's really interesting. Okay. I'm going to alchemize both for you. And going to have you both in the range of the favor trays. And you're targeting our farms, which is not very good. It stops them from working, doesn't it? Right, put the fertilizer on our 320. And then we're going to work our way from there. The Elite Defender should be enough in order to get us through here. As long as this is not hidden by the molten rocks bloon. Let's see. No, that's still not been disabled. Even though this is our most expensive tower, which I heard that the most expensive tower gets disabled. You are very close to your gauge, even though you are only halfway. But you're still quite close to your gauge and still not been hit. Very fascinating. Yeah, Elite Defender is still quite a good counter, providing that you can afford it. Okay, that's been hit by molten rock, so there's no point in upgrading that one at the time being. So yeah, definitely a very interesting boss so far. I like its concept. I like the fact that it gives more of a meaning towards the purple immunity. And also, it's a very unique concept of a boss where it's able to throw out stuff that blocks projectiles. That's pretty cool. But it also gives some convenience to projectiles which have a bounce property to them. So let's say Old Juggernaut or the Poseidon. Well, we're on our way to get all of these as BRFs to be sacrificed to the monkey, or soon to be Monkeyopolis. It's still only a meagerly monkey city. Also, if you're wondering why I've called this the Broopolis, because Ninja Kiwi over the past few updates, not this update, but Ninja Kiwi keeps nerfing the Monkeyopolis so that it receives less money per monkey farm, or less money per amount of monkey farms sacrificed per the amount of money that you invest into them in the first place. Which is why A420, A, has the most amount of sell value, but B, it gives you most money anyways in order to actually buy this upgrade in the first place. Right, get all of these into place. I'm going to do something very, very risky. I'm going to, well, we're going to rely on this foam at the back here to ensure we can get through these camera LEDs. But then after that, we're going to go for the classic tier 2 strategy of a MAD. I'm pretty sure there could be a meta strategy in order to deal with Blastopopoulos. But also, let's not get laser shock because that is a damage over time. Right, we've got the MAD up and running. This only does a very little amount of damage, so this is quite a tanky boss. But I do got to be mindful of a certain mechanic involving this. So I'm going to put myself an icicles on the build to happily stabilize the temperature of this beast. So what I just thought of, imagine if you put the MAD on a high enough platform to where it just ignores the obstacles of these, or just any obstacle. Oh my god, I've got no lead. Oh, we've got some lead. I've got some lead. I've got something along the lines of a lead. Right, we'll put you back into place. Rareadoro action figure. You're sort of keeping it, preventing from increasing at all here, icicles, which is very nice to have, although you're disabled. Honestly, should get Ultra Boost first, just so that we can get this ball up and running as soon as possible with our upgrades involved. Okay, only 3/8 of a way left in order to take you down, though you're not halfway through the track. Yeah, I honestly think a Dark Paragon is going to be very good against this, because once it gets up and close, you can't block its attacks. The only thing you can actually do really is block it from the outside, but once on the inside, that's when things are going to get really tricky. And speaking of really tricky, you're very close to your point of overheating, which is not good for us. Let's see. Oh, no, 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 you broke the mold. You broke the mold here. How dare you get overheated? Although that is still partly our fault. When I say partly, I mean solely our fault. Okay, that's good, that's good. I'm going to sell you now so that then I can go over to you. And we just need to wait for round 69 to clear. So then the range of all of this resets, and we can go from there. I'm going to put another ultra boost on you and sell you as well in the process. I think this should be enough. Yeah, I'm not going to expand this out anymore, to be honest. I think we're good with what we have gotten here. Yeah, I'm not going to expand you to 10 and then get the maximum out. I'm just going to get the upgrade now. Thank you very much. Right, your ultra boost onto that BRF, and once we get you to the Banana Central, by the way, this is just like the best way to get the most amount of money out of one particular farm. Get it up to Banana Central, use an ultra boost on it, use a fertilizer on it, have it within the range of a monkey city, and you're all good to go. Right, I think we can sell this now and get those two, and then get ourselves some boats on the field. And also we're going to be utilizing the Lord of the Abyss to get many more boats. I think you can fit up to 4 boats within these half circle ponds here, but let me know if you can fit 5 boats without any special assistance. To get Pirate Lord, we have to get the hot shot, which is not good for DOT for the Blastopopoulos. I think this map was designed for the Lord of the Abyss in mind, because this circle is almost perfect when it comes to the maximum coverage of the Lord of the Abyss when it comes to 15 more boats on the screen. But I think we've got ourselves a good setup going on here. It's just getting our Dark Paragon built, because as far as I know, the Dark Paragon doesn't have any DOTs, but because it fires incredibly quickly anyways, it's going to fill that gauge up quite fast anyways. Right, we're going to hope to last for as long as possible by not having a Dark Paragon as early as possible, just because we don't have the means of doing this, and we're not going to activate the Plasma Monkey fan club. I feel like that's just a really dangerous idea. And that gauge is going up very quickly, which not a big fan of, let's just say that. Also, we're going to put ourselves down, because we are very greedy, a Monkeynomic, sorry. But what are you going to do when you go up to your full gauge? You're going to burn the entire screen, that's no good. Yeah, you disable towers temporarily, which is what you call a not good move, brah. I didn't choose the greed life. The greed life chose me. Now that you are coming up this way, it's a good idea now to get our Dart Paragon at level 64, and now this should be pretty easy, considering these rock balloons will actually work to our advantage rather than our disadvantage, because it just propels off these rocks if it can hit Blastopopoulos. The Elite is definitely a different beast in comparison to normal, because we shredded the normal one by now with the Dark Paragon, but obviously this is a different monster altogether. Okay, you're very... Oh my goodness sakes, once you enter the close range of the Dark Paragon there, you just went down incredibly quickly. So it all depends on how close the Dark Paragon is to the Blastopopoulos. What can we do now with the reduced price of the Glaive Dominus? But because it's reduced in price, does it mean that it's less powerful as a Paragon because of the fact that it's now cheaper to acquire? Now that's a very interesting question, but we're going to max you out anyways. And hopefully we get ourselves quite a nice thing going on. 64 and 67. You buffing that, and well, you do you. Get your knife. So I think you can guess what our 2 remaining Paragons are going to be. The Buccaneer Paragon and the Ace Paragon. A combination which you definitely have never seen before together. Put those together there. Gonna activate you on the BRF, and then let's get cracking. Let's see how quickly we can get rid of tier 4 with the Dark Paragon and the Boomerang Paragon. We should actually go a bit better, because we have a Dark Paragon at the beginning of the tier rather than later on the tier. We've got the Glaive Dominus on this round as well, which is pretty swag. Pretty poggers move, you ask me. I bet someone was saying that. But we are overheating this, but who cares when we have Paragons? Paragons defy the laws of logic here. Although Vortex usually stuns it for much more time. So I'd say with Vortex, don't over-rely on just pure strength. Although this, you can just sort of power your way through it, I feel like. And we are defeating the screen very, very quickly here. And we're getting... Oh my god. Those DTs were trapping a bit faster. Not gonna lie. That was a bit scary when it came to us DDTs. And that's knocked out Blastopopoulos from the picture. There we go. And you absorb yourself into the light. What kind of money can we get by the end of round 119? Right, last round here with the beloved set of 3 bats to appear on the field. Come on, last one, get obliterated. There we go. So that is going to be our final setup in preparations for the big bad tier 5 Elite Blastopopoulos. Now we're selling everything that is not important to our endeavors here. There we go. I think that is it. 243,000. Let's see how much we can get into the Goliath Doom ship here. 3 and nearly 3/4 million there. Good. Let's see what degree we get. We get a degree 83. For the pots we got there, that's actually quite cool. 2.6 million with Flying Fortress. I'm going to invest a good portion of this into the Naval Arc of the Seas here. Not everything, because I would like some ice towers under the field here to help me out a little bit. And you're going to be a degree 60. Oh, it was 1 away there from the funny number. Since this is a non-lethal glue storm, it does not provide a damage over time. It just provides a debuff. We can't quite get the final debuff here, but this is going to be our setup for the run. Let us commence, everybody, with the tier 5 of Blastopopoulos with flaming eyes. That's a pretty cool aesthetic, not going to lie here. That is a really cool aesthetic. And how are we doing actually when it comes... Oh my god, you're not heating up. You're heating up just a little bit here. But that is really good control of your temperature there. Thank you very much. That is brilliant. Also, the more outer zoos we can fire off, the faster that these ice towers can do their job, and therefore we're able to slow us down even more. We're not going to be able to stop this completely because of each skull being met, but this is pretty cool. And also forgot that I do have an ability here, which is pretty snazzy. Okay, you are disabled, not to worry. That was a good chunk of your health. That was only like about 1/3 to 1/2 of one of your gauges, and that's a degree 83. Okay, you are in an inferno state. I love the blazing eyes. That's so cool. It's like space is so cool. But it's just such a cool aesthetic. The blazing eyes on tier 5. That's cool. I mean, it's hot, but you get what I mean by cool. As in, it's just such a cool aesthetic. I love the purpleness as well to display. Hey, you shouldn't use fire or any of these other similar things on me. Okay, last one there, that should be okay. Oh, you just had to be molten, didn't you? And there we go, everybody. That is tier 5 Blastopopoulos defeated there. I knew we had double cash and we was at a disadvantage compared to other people because, well, this is not what you call an official run, but we play this game for fun, okay? So thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought about this first ever event of Blastopopoulos. I know people will say that this is probably pretty boring considering there's not really anything going on aside from just learn up to a boss challenge, and there you go, there's a scenario. But we do get monkey money, we do get trophies, we do get a power reward, we get a emblem, and we get ourselves a badge as a reward here. Bloon area denial system. So what do you think about Blastopopoulos? Let me know what you thought down in the comment sections below. And the Goliath Dune ship has infused itself with the flames of Blastopopoulos here with a bit of purple. Maybe it's always has them, and I just didn't pay enough attention at first to realize that they were purple flames. Anyways, that's enough about me rambling. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and let me know what you think, how this compares to the other bosses throughout the game. Is it easier? Is it harder? I think it's a bit too soon to say, but what we do know about this boss is that it is the demon of the Corey house. Thank you all so much for watching, And if you would like to get anything from the store, I highly recommend using my creator support code whenever you are purchasing anything throughout the store. The best thing to do is to put down a content creator, even if it's not my one. So let's say if you're a fan of another content creator, put down their creator code, then they get a share of the revenue, even if you don't put my one in. But putting my one in is the number one to put in. Not being biased. I'm so grateful to everyone who has purchased something so far using my creator support code. It means the world to me. Alongside liking, commenting, and subscribing. And excuse me, where's Blastopopoulos in the background here? Usually get a silhouette of a boss back here. Maybe it's just too lit to be able to be seen in the daylight sky. It requires it to be the 4th of July celebration to see it in the night sky there. I don't know how I came to that comparison. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everyone.